NFL season is back. I'm excited. I know you're excited since Thursday night football with Detroit Lions upsetting the defending Super Bowl champs in the Kansas City Chiefs, up until Monday night football with a walk-off punt return touchdown for the New York Jets to ice the game in overtime against the Buffalo Bills. We've seen a lot. I've seen so much this weekend. I've savored every moment of it and I've really enjoyed it. So here, I've decided to weekly now talk about NFL fantasy, and starting from this week and going forward, each week I'm going to do a one-part video of the best waiver pickups. So without further ado, let's kick off with week one. The best players I think you should pick up for NFL fantasy. I do most of my leagues on Sleeper, but I'll be giving options for the roster availability for NFL fantasy as well. And let's see if we can help you, help me, help you win our NFL fantasy leagues. Okay, kicking off with the quarterbacks. My first waiver wire priority selection would be Brock Purdy. Look, Brock Purdy is pretty good. Intelligent, he's a game manager, he's accurate, and I mean, he has more than enough weapons with Ayuk, Debo, CMC, and Kittle. I mean, the guy just needs to put it in any one of those however many hands, and there's serious yak ability, so he can rack up points. I think he's got a really high floor. And say you're one of these managers that just had to suffer with Monday Night Football and Aaron Rodgers, which is really sad news. Apparently, he's got an Achilles injury. If he's got Achilles, he's going to be out for the season. And it's just sad because of the amount of hype that was surrounded around the Jets. And, you know, the feel-good factor that we saw in that camp during Hard Knocks. For them to lose out on Aaron Rodgers, who was supposed to ascend them into a Super Bowl contending team, it's just, you know, pretty disappointing. But, you know, I'm here to give you some options. So, Brock Purdy, he's available in 99% of sleeper leagues, 48.2% of NFL leagues. And, yeah, Kyle Shanahan said it himself. Brock Purdy would have to melt in practice to lose the starting job. So, I think he's someone you should pick up ASAP. If he's in your league, grab him. The next QB I think you should go rush to the waiver wire to pick up is Jordan Love. Now, in Jordan Love's sense, of course, this is the life after Aaron Rodgers era. And I feel like he played really well against Chicago Bears. Packers often dominate those matchups, and he just continued where they usually left off. Like, how many yards did he have? He had 245 yards, 3 tutties, managed to find Aaron Jones multiple times, showed a great chemistry with Romeo Doubs in the end zone to find him twice, even without Christian Watson out, who's supposed to be de facto wide receiver 1 in this offense. And yeah, he just looked calm. He looked poised. He's available in 99% of sleeper leagues and 87% of NFL leagues. And he's going to be the starter every game. So I know it's a young team. There was a lot of rumors that they're going to run the football way more. But I mean, he had plenty of attempts. I think he threw 27 attempts, 15 completions. Like, he needs to work a bit more on that accuracy. But, you know, the volume is there. Packers are going to pass the ball. So if you're struggling at QB, Jordan Love, great option. Go pick him up. Moving over to the running back position, I think you should consider Joshua Kelley for your waiver wire pickup in week 1. He's the RB2 in this Chargers offense, of course, to Eckler. But even though Eckler, you know, does Eckler things, cheat code when it comes to fantasy, Josh Kelley could help you. Maybe not win your league, but he can at least patch up the RB position for a couple of weeks while you sort it out, or maybe you work out a trade. I found it particularly interesting, even though this was a shootout between Herbert and Tua in the air in the passing game. Josh Kelley still received 16 touches. I mean, 16 touches, 16 carries, and he took full advantage of them for 91 yards, 5.7 yards per carry, and even better, even for an RB2, he nearly had a 50-50 split with Austin Eckler at the RB position with a 48% snap share. So if he can continue that kind of snap share, or maybe it can go slightly north of that with his efficiency, he can more than be a plug-and-play option for your fantasy team. I could probably estimate between like 8 and 15 fantasy points. I wouldn't say he's going to get 15 fantasy points a week, but, you know, for the reasons I said before, for the time being, good option. You should go pick up Josh Kelley. The second running back I think you should consider for your waiver wire pickup this week is Roschon Johnson of the Chicago Bears. Now, I understand he's a rookie. However, even though this guy was a backup to Bijan Robinson at Texas, this could be beneficial for your fantasy teams because he's going to have lower usage, lower wear on the tires, and could be explosive for your teams. Of course, right now, he's dealing with opportunity. And I would say he got a reasonably good opportunity in his first game. I mean, he had, 39% snap share, 11 touches. They were quite evenly split, his touches. He had 5 carries and 6 receptions. And with his carries, he was at a, 5 yards? 4 yards per carry clip. So he was efficient with his touches. I mean, this is a bit of an outside shout. He's available in 99% of sleeper leagues and 98% of NFL leagues. So he's widely available. But this is someone who I think maybe is a sneaky pickup now and proves way valuable later as we see his role grow within this offense as the season goes along. I mean, you have to bear in mind, Roshan Johnson is he's 6 foot, 220 plus pounds. He's clearly shown the ability to be efficient running the ball and that he can be targeted out of the backfield as a running back. And the fact is, he might possibly be the best pass blocking running back on the Chicago Bears roster, even over Khalil Herbert, which is going to give him more opportunities because, of course, Bears have a rushing quarterback in Justin Fields, and you need to protect him. You need to protect the franchise. So if the rookie can do it and he can maintain efficient and a certain level of efficiency with the touches he receives, we can see that role grow, and you never know. He could end up being the RB1 by week 8, week 9. So there's opportunity there. Roschon Johnson, good pickup. Sliding over to the wide receiver position, if this man is still sitting on your waivers, you need to go and pick up Zay Jones. Zay Jones, I don't know who tried to convince us this was the number 3 wide receiver option on this offense, but they were very wrong. Very, very wrong. Yes, we're all excited about the new shiny toy in Calvin Ridley, and he is definitely the wide receiver 1 at the Jaguars. However, the wide receiver 2 is up for debate. I say this because Zay Jones had an 89% snap share. He had 7 targets, which was second on the team. He had 5 receptions for 55 yards and a tutty. And what a score it was as well. In the back of that end zone, tiptoeing there on the sideline, snagged that in. I'm pretty sure it was one-handed by the time he secured it. Anyway, insane snag. Very talented player. And Christian Kirk, who the fantasy community assumed was the wide receiver 2 in this offense, only had 69% snaps. Even less. He had 60% snaps, 3 targets, 1 reception, 9 yards. And he's only 11% available, whereas Zay Jones is 72% available in NFL fantasy leagues, and he's 83% available in sleeper leagues. So he's not the most available, but he is available. So if he's on your waiver wire, go grab him because he can help you. And when there's other wide receivers that might be out, like Deontay Johnson went down on one of my leagues, for example, I would quickly just try and get Zay Jones into that flex spot because Trevor Lawrence can more than support 2 wide receiver 1s or two high-end wide receiver 2s in Kirk and Zay Jones anyway, in this ascending Jaguars offense. So Zay Jones, I'm on it. I'm involved. You should be too. The second wide receiver I think you should go out onto your waiver wire and pick up is Nico Collins. Now, Nico Collins, this is a year 3 wide receiver. I do think there's potential room for a breakout somewhat this season. CJ Stroud got drafted to the Texans, and he's clearly the best QB option Nico Collins has had in his whole Texans career so far. In terms of opportunity, there's no Brandon Cooks there anymore. So he would be, by default, the most experienced wide receiver on that offense. And I do believe it showed. All throughout training camp, you were hearing about how good the chemistry and the rapport Nico Collins was having with Stroud. And I would say it came to fruition on Sunday, because Nico Collins led the team in targets, receptions, and yards. He had 11 targets, 6 receptions, 80 yards. Probably the performance was just missing a touchdown, but 14 fantasy points for someone who's probably regarded in the community as like a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 2, but at Texans, he is the wide receiver 1, and he had 70% of snaps. And I just think, look, you might be struggling. You could have some injured players. You could have Jerry Jeudy. You could have Deontay Johnson. Like, you may need a Nico Collins to just come in there, plug in the flex spot, be a wide receiver who's going to get a certain amount of volume and opportunity, and could come down with some solid points for you. So, yeah, Nico Collins, available 65% of NFL fantasy leagues and 78% of sleeper leagues. That is a pickup, priority pickup. If you need a wide receiver, Nico Collins. If you've made it this far in the video, well done. I'm proud of you. Thanks for sticking through. I do think all of these are really good waiver wire options. And I promise you, I'm just trying to help you. Help me help you win your fantasy league. So if you're enjoying the content, drop us a like, give us a subscribe, share it with your friend, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your pet dog. It really helps the channel grow. Appreciate you. Last but not least, let's address that pesky tight end position, because we all know, unless you drafted Kelsey, Kittle, or Hawkinson, like, you're in no man's land at tight end, basically. So this option I find particularly interesting because he's currently the tight end 1 right now in NFL fantasy, which is shocking. But you should go out and get yourself a Hunter Henry. Now, with Hunter Henry, I believe he's a good safety valve for Mac Jones. With the Patriots, they often do like 2 tight end sets. That's why they picked up Mike Gesicki from Miami Dolphins in the free agency. There was a lot of talk that Gesicki's going to have way more opportunity in this offense in the red zone, particular compliments during the training camp about his ability to separate and running routes. And, week 1 kind of obliterated that. Mac Jones threw it over 50 attempts. That's not going to happen every week. But Hunter Henry, with the 6 targets he got, 5 receptions, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Of course, there's an asterisk. There was no Devontae Parker or like Tyquan Thornton, who's a serious deep threat to vulture some of those targets. But the fact is, Hunter Henry outsnapped Gesicki. He was on for 79% snap share, and Gesicki only had 41%. He had, 3 targets, 3 receptions for around 30 yards. So, I mean, clearly Hunter Henry was a superior pass-catching tight end, and also he was getting the red zone looks. So it's a safe floor, safety valve, big target for Mac Jones, and could be perfect for your fantasy team if you're struggling at the tight end position. Now, I've got one more for you at the tight end position, and that is Hayden Hurst, Carolina Panthers. I just think that he's attached to a rookie QB. The QB's inexperienced with Bryce Young. There's not a whole host of pass-catching options in that Panthers offense that could be like reliable or easy for Bryce Young on like checkdowns. And I think Hayden Hurst will be a good supplement for him. He had, 53% snap share, which was the highest of all Panthers tight ends. He had 7 targets, 5 receptions for 41 yards and a score. And yeah, look, plug and play. Quick one, easy one. If you're struggling at the tight end position, or maybe you've got an injured guy, Kelley might not be ready for week 2, or you just need someone who might get you 7 to 13 points, I think Hayden Hurst is a great option to go out on your waiver wire and pick up for your fantasy team. Special mention for Puka Nacua as well at LA Rams wide receiver. If he's available anywhere, definitely go and grab him. 10 receptions, 115 yards on your NFL Pro debut is ridiculous. And I do believe Jamar Chase was the last player, I believe, to do that on his pro debut. And we saw his trajectory. We see what kind of player he is in the league right now. So yeah, Buka Ngata, special mention. Other than that, thanks for sticking through in this video. I look forward to chatting to you next week for week 2 waiver wire pickups to see who else has improved over the weekend. But yeah, other than that, I hope you have a great week 2 with your fantasy lineups. I hope you grab who you need off the front free agency waiver wire. And yeah, let's hope week 2 we're all getting wins and not losses. Thanks for sticking through.